can't put their own kids in any school. But we continued to went to court, and Judge J.J. Spoelstra ruled in favor of government. The chairperson of that school governing body outside court, he declared that we got a communist judge. And the school appealed, but they lost the case again. We were beating our chest. And I was heading to that school with pomp and ceremony. Our premier then was Advocate Mwagora Mahlodi, and he declared publicly that we cannot continue to live with white dinosaurs in our country. Just when I was marching into that school with lots of black kids, I got a phone call from Madiba. Tata Mandela phoned me, and I was shivering because I didn't know what he was going to tell me. He just got a phone call from Mr. Titlek, who was complaining that this young man is excited and acting recklessly. He's going to cause bloodshed from the right-wingers and destroy the transition, which we have just achieved. And Tata Madiba wanted to know what's happening, what was I going to do? I assured Tata Madiba, I said, I'll do two things, Tata. Please give me a chance, I'll do two things. I'll place the commissioner of police in the school, at least for the whole week. That's number one. I'll also withdraw one of the inspectors in the surrounding schools, in the surrounding circuit, and put him in the school on a full-time basis for at least a period of 6 months. And I executed this plan. Well, you know what the white parents did? They took all their kids and left and opened a school nearby called Folk School. Their teachers wanted to follow and go to the Folk School. Well, I told them that immediately they get out of the gate, we terminate their salaries, because Folk School is not a recognized school. So they stayed, but much against their will. They stayed because they have no option. So we had a situation where white learners are gone, white teachers are remaining with black kids, and there's no black teacher. After 3 months, the inspector demanded to see me. And he said, MEC, what's the MEC then? He said, MEC, we have won the legal battle, but we have totally lost the developmental war. There's no progress in that school. All those kids are going to fail. They won't make it. I asked him exactly what he meant. He explained to me what was happening. He says, I sit in one class and observe. When I leave and go to the next class, before I pass the last window, I could hear the teacher insulting these kids, telling them how useless blacks are, telling them that Mandela won't help them, he's not in the classroom, and telling them that they've got no future. He then said he goes back immediately. When he goes back, he can hear the other class, they are being insulted. And he said, I'm moving to and fro. What is the moral of this story? He was telling me that if somebody hates you, they cannot be able to mentor you. They won't make you successful if they hate you, if they don't believe you. And that's why, because of this experience, I understood what Bongani was saying. He was telling me that he loves. He was telling me that he loves the students, but more than anything else, he believed in the potential of black students And he wants to mentor them with passion, love, and without prejudice. So I want to state today, ladies and gentlemen, that if I'm black and you look down at me, you have no confidence in me, and you believe that I can never be your equal, even in a century, or you outright hate me, you won't be able to mentor me. You won't make me successful. And so Bongani mentored so many people out of love, passion, and the deep belief in their potential and capabilities. So those who were attacking Bongani and criticizing him for believing in the capabilities of black students, and even for marching alongside them when they were making demands, please go home today and look in the mirror. You'll see a dinosaur, which you'll see a dinosaur which will go extinct in our institutions of higher learning, because Bongani's death cannot be in vain. He was not only a researcher, he believed in building the human capital of the country. And let you tell you my next story. This one might be shorter. The story of human capital in our country. Bongani Mayosi was the chairperson of the National Health Research Committee, the committee that sifts through all the proposals of research. When I met him in that capacity one day, I complained to him and the committee. I was just back from Brazil, and they took me to one institution, a research institution, and told us that there are 10,000 PhDs under one roof in that institution doing research. I said, wow, yes, program director. I said, 10,000, yeah? We. So I said, Bongani, when are we going to, 10,000? He said, yeah, Minister, we can try. We can start with 1,000 PhDs. That's why this idea of 1,000 PhDs have been reverberating here. Then the next moment, I met 16 CEOs of private companies, private hospitals, pharmaceuticals, and medical schemes. Every time I meet them, we fight about NHI. So in 2011, I said, guys, we're going to stop fighting. This NHI you are fighting again is going to happen anyway. None of you is going to stop it. It's going to happen. So let's stop fighting. And I said, let me tell you what. Me and you, we share something in common. We need a human capital of South Africa. Whether you are in public or private, you need a human capital. I said, let's sit down and work on the human capital. After all, you have got money, And so, I told him about this idea from Bongani that we can produce 1,000 PhDs. And that process started. And I think in tribute to Bongani today, I need to give you progress, because many of you might not know about it. Bongani was going to head the selection committee. Who is likely to be successful in doing that PhD? In the beginning, it was in the field of HIV/AIDS, research and TB. But we soon expanded to NCDs. And I've just called the committee that they must also do it for regulatory medicine. But let me give you, and I'm about to finish, Program Director. Let me give you the progress. 60 cohorts of these PhD students went through this program. 26 of them have already completed. And while I was still relaxing one day, I received an SMS from one of them who told me, "Minister, you may not remember me. I'm a product of that PhD student. I'm now the Dean of the School of Dentistry at Vets Medical School." So 26 have completed. 34 are completing this year, and 15 will enroll next year. And in this Women's Month, I'm happy to inform you. Yes, it's woman, yes. Women's Month, yes. They were talking to the president, yes. I'm happy to announce to you that 80% of them are women. 80% of these PhDs, because we agreed so with Bongani, and 62% of them are African. This fund is administered by Dr. Ayanda Nsaluba, the former DG of the Department of Health. We call it the Public Health Enhancement Fund, but he's also working with Stavros Nikolai from Aspen Pharmaceuticals. Ayanda has just informed me when I sneaked out to the bathroom, I met him there. He said they've just put 10 million rand aside to send more next year. We did not only do this part which was done by Bongani. We said, what about junior medical students? And we agreed that this fund will go to fund medical students from the poorest, far forgotten rural areas of this country. And I'm happy to announce to you that 70 of them are about to complete their final year this year, starting from this very same fund. Lastly, very lastly, I've got a letter here from the Minister of Health in Angola. I met him at the World Health Assembly. Remember, Bongani is also serving in the World Health Organization. There's a special committee there that has been put aside, which Bongani is serving in. But in May, at the World Health Assembly, I met the Minister of Health from Angola. And he was saying, please, I'm coming to South Africa. Make me meet Bongani, because I want him to change Angola. And so after he passed on, she phoned me and said, Minister, I'm sending a message, please read it at the funeral, because I may not be able to attend. So I'm not going to read this letter. I'm just reading one paragraph. For some time now, we've been collaborating with Professor Bongani Mayosi as he was assisting us and advising us to establish cardiology and cardiothoracic surgery services in our referral hospital in Angola, as well as the first step towards setting up a National Association of Cardiology in Angola. He had the opportunity to visit us in Luanda and take part in some conferences, seminars, and other capacity building activities. When we had agreed and looked forward, moving further in bringing cardiology services to the broader reach of our people, then we got this sad news, curtailing our dreams and our projects. On behalf of the Ministry of Health of Angola, and indeed my own, we wish to convey our heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family, the University of Cape Town Health Sciences, the government of South Africa, to all the friends, relatives, and colleagues, while you are joining in prayers to Almighty God for eternal rest of his soul. R.I.P. Minister of Health, Luanda, Dr. Sylvia Lutukuta. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, Nondlandla, my sister, and the three girls, please be strong for Bongani. And to you, Bongani, your race has been successfully run. Good evening to you, my brother, until we meet again.